Forex Fundamentals Part 1. What is Forex? Throughout this lesson, we will be looking at what Forex stands for, just a basic understanding and a basic definition of what foreign exchange is. I mean, ultimately, we are going to be trading in the foreign exchange market, so we need to know what it is that we're getting ourselves involved in. The size of the Forex market. So we'll compare the Forex market with the New York Stock Exchange, and we'll also compare it with other stock exchanges around the world, just to give us a little bit of an understanding of how big or how small the Forex market actually is. And lastly, we'll be looking at the trading hours. When I talk about trading hours, I will be focusing more on the hours of operation. Most of us are busy, most of us have day jobs, most of us have other day-to-day commitments, and we want to understand how we can maneuver ourselves around the hours of operation. So let's move on. I'm sure most of us, if not all of us by now, already know what Forex is, but for those that are struggling and those that are still new to this, we have one definition and one definition only. Forex, also known as FX, is the act of exchanging one country's currency for another. What we do as Forex traders is we identify strong and weak currencies, we buy strong against weak, and we sell weak against strong. Let's put this into a realistic example, something that we can relate to, something that most of us have done in our lives, and that's traveling. If you've ever traveled to another country, you would usually have to find a currency exchange booth at the airport that you've landed in to exchange the money you have in your wallet into the currency of the country that you are visiting. So we've landed in Japan, we locate the counter, and we notice a screen displaying different exchange rates for different countries. We look for and locate the Japanese yen, and the exchange rate says 130 yen to the dollar. We exchange the dollars, and we feel quite rich. Just by doing this, we have actually participated in the Forex market. We have exchanged one currency for another. This is exactly what we do as Forex traders. The only difference is we're not traveling to a different country each time. We have access to the markets. We have a platform, MT4, MT5, whichever platform it is that you're using. We have access to the markets via our broker. We can see currencies fluctuate, value increasing, value decreasing, and we look for those weak ones, we look for those strong ones, and we buy or sell one against the other. All right, how big or how small is the Forex market? Let's have a look. Forex versus stocks. Which financial market is the largest? Most people that I talk to tell me that the New York Stock Exchange is the largest financial market in the world. Fair enough. I mean, maybe they haven't really looked into it, or maybe they are really focused on the media because the media likes to really highlight when things happen in the stock market, therefore creating a lot of noise, which in turn makes the New York Stock Exchange appear to be the largest financial market in the world. We have one answer and one answer only, and that answer is Forex is the largest financial market in the world. How do we know this? Let's have a look. New York Stock Exchange has a daily turnover of $169 billion versus the Forex market, which has a daily turnover of 6.6 trillion. Let's take a moment to put this into perspective. $6.6 trillion versus 169 billion. These numbers come from the transactions that occur, the buying and selling that occur throughout the trading day. The New York Stock Exchange, $169 billion worth of transactions have gone through the exchange in that day. Forex though, there are more people buying, more people selling, therefore adding to the liquidity, therefore adding to the overall amount. That is $6.6 trillion a day. Very, very liquid. So as I previously mentioned, When people talk about the market, they are usually referring to the stock market. This is why the New York Stock Exchange sounds huge. In actual fact, it's only just making a lot of noise. If you compare it to the forex market, the New York Stock Exchange is extremely tiny. The stock market does not stand a chance. As we can see here, the forex market is over 200 times larger than the New York Stock Exchange. Let's have a look at other stock exchanges around the world. Starting down the bottom, we've got the London Stock Exchange at 23 billion in terms of the average daily trading volume, followed by the Tokyo, the Asian market, 87 billion, 169 for the New York Stock Exchange, and then moving into $6.6 trillion a day for the forex market. Add all these three up together and they still do not touch the edges of the forex market. Trading hours. Let's have a look at the stock and bond markets versus the forex in terms of the hours of operation. Stock and bond markets, they close at the end of each business day. This means if you were, let's say, living in Australia and you wanted to trade the New York Stock Exchange, you would have to be awake at the time when the New York stock market was open. And generally, that is when everybody else is asleep in Australia. So it's not realistic and also quite difficult if you have a day job. Forex, on the other hand, 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, only closing during the weekend. The day will start when traders wake up in Sydney, moves over to Tokyo, then goes into London, Europe, and then finally to New York before it starts all over again back in Sydney. Why is this a good thing? Why is this positive? Because most of us have families, most of us have kids, most of us have day-to-day commitments and jobs, and it's quite difficult for us to be available during the hours of business. Therefore, we can commit to what we need to throughout the day, focus on our day jobs, focus on our families, but still come back of an evening or when we have some time off and still be able to trade, capturing some opportunities in this 24-hour, 5-day-a-week market. That now brings us to the end of what is Forex. There are a few things that I want you guys to take away and just store in the back of your mind, and that is understanding the size of the Forex market. $6.6 trillion a day is a very, very liquid market, which helps us in many ways. One, we will never ever be stuck in a position. Two, manipulation. Very, very difficult to manipulate such a large market. I also want you guys to walk away understanding that even if you do have day-to-day commitments, even if you do have a job or you've got kids or a family and you're focused on that throughout most of your day, we are in a 24-hour, 5-day-a-week financial market where we can focus on all of our other things, but still have the opportunity and the ability to trade Forex.